welcome everybody to the Illinois State Capitol, and thank you for being here. You know, too many people in this state believe that public policy can only be decided by the people who work in this building. But you know differently. Because if it was left up just to the people who are running this building, we would not have a concealed carry permit law in the state of Illinois. That's because you came here and said, we demand our Second Amendment rights. You need to obey the federal court order. You need to act. Thank you for doing that. Thank you on behalf of my children, my grandchildren, and everybody who works in this state. But make no mistake about it. In this legislative session, in the next legislative session, and I'm sure the one that will come after that, there will be efforts to chip away at that law, to chip away at our collective Second Amendment rights. We cannot let that happen. We need to stand vigilant, as sure as we need to stand guard against the infringement of our most basic freedoms. We must stand strong and say, no, we won a hard-won fight with regards to the concealed carry law, and we're going to stand by that. And you know, there's something bigger. There's something bigger here than just maybe the people who are in this room with regards to your Second Amendment rights. It's not necessarily just about us here, but it's about people who maybe need the protection worse. I talked about this a little bit at the convention center earlier. Concealed carry, the ability to defend yourself, which is your constitutional right, matters to us all, but it matters perhaps most to the people in the society who are most vulnerable. Isn't it ironic that in the biggest city in the state that has a long and cherished history of trying to trample on Second Amendment rights is exactly where the people need the right to defend themselves more than anyone else. The families, the single mothers, the children who are living in areas of the city of Chicago and other metropolitan areas across our state that are ravaged by violence, they are the ones who need the ability to protect themselves. And you're here for them as well. You're here for them. You're here for the family that lives out in the rural area where it may take 10 or 15 minutes for the sheriff's department to show up after a 911 call. You're here for them as well. You're here for the elderly lady who lives by herself and is scared and wants the ability to protect herself. You're here for them as well. You're here for your children and my children, your grandchildren and my grandchildren as well. This isn't something that just happens this year. This isn't something we just concern ourselves with next year. This generation and the next generation. You're fighting for our constitutional rights. You're fighting for our heritage. Thank you for engaging in that fight, and keep it up. Thank you all. Have a great day.